Education 2323, Trigonometric Functions. Here we have sine equals y over hypotenuse, cos equals x over hypotenuse, tan equals y over x. Y is your opposite, x is your adjacent, and your hypotenuse. Note that the hypotenuse will never be negative. This is on your x and y coordinates. Example 1. Sine equals 4 over 5. 4 is your y over opposite, 5 is your hypotenuse, and sine equals y over hypotenuse. Example 2. Cos equals 3 over 5. 3 is your x adjacent, 5 is your hypotenuse, and note that cos equals x over hypotenuse. Tan equals 4 over 3 because y is opposite, 3 is x adjacent, and tan equals y over x. Here are your special angles. 2 pi equals 360, pi over 2 equals 90, pi equals 180, and 3 pi over 2 equals 270. Changing angular measures. You now know the unit circle. You know that 2 pi equals 360, pi over 2 equals 90, pi equals 180, 3 pi over 2 equals 270, and so forth. And you now want to change degrees into one of those pi's, or they're also known as radians. So let's say that I want to change 150 degrees to one of those radians. I would multiply pi over 180 by that 150 degrees that I want to change to radians. Pi over 180 is just like saying 1 radian. Therefore, I would cancel out my degrees and my zeros. I would reduce my 18 and my 15, and then I'm left with 3 pi over 6. And now, I want to reduce that 3 pi over 6 because I don't like that big number. And we just don't want to leave it like that. So we can now reduce that to pi over 2. So therefore, my 150 degrees that I was originally started with is now 150 times pi over 180 equals pi over 2, or 1 radian over 2. Now let's change radians into degrees. Let's say I have 7 pi over 4. And I want to change that 7 pi over 4 into a degree. What I would do, instead of doing pi over 180, I'll do 180 over pi. Because the reason for this is I want to cancel out these pi's. Just like we canceled out the degrees when we converted degrees into radians. So I'll cancel out my pi's, and I'm left with 7 times 180 over 4. And now that I have that, I can reduce my 180 over 4 to 45 times 7, and I multiply by 7, and I have 5, carry the 3, 31. So therefore, my 7 pi that I originally started with is now 7 pi over 4 times 180 over 5 equals 315 degrees. Angles, you can really figure out a lot of problems and the types of situations that you can deal with.